Welcome. Lone Wolf, Lord Spawn, Dark Inferno. Hot topic lately. I've noticed women on social media talking about being in their masculine. We live in different times. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Kay is in the house. Hello? Where is Kay from? Tell me where you guys are from. Good to have everybody. It's a interesting Sunday, some thunderstorms, but had a wonderful morning riding bikes with my boy. Being in our masculine. And that's the key, right? The key is masculine men, feminine women. The rise of female masculinity. It's everywhere. Let's be real. Awesome. UK. The rise of female masculinity. In fact, I was watching a YouTube. Matt's in the house. Good to see you. I was watching a YouTube, and all of a sudden there's like a little YouTube short, and it shows all these women doing CrossFit. Now, I have nothing against CrossFit. I don't do it. It's not my cup of tea. But all of these women literally have legs, gigantic legs and arms. They look like men, and a lot of them have pretty faces. And I'm just thinking to myself, what man finds that attractive? Cheaper groceries in the house. What man finds a woman with gigantic muscles attractive? Maybe it's another bodybuilder, right? Maybe it's another super bodybuilder that loves big muscles too. But for me, and I'm speaking of myself, to me, the female body is beautiful. Now, a toned body, I have no problem with that. A very feminine, slender body with curves is, exceptionally delightful to me. And I think God or whoever created this world created men and women to counteract each other's tendencies, right? The man is muscular, the woman is feminine. Do I have a problem with women working out in the gym? Absolutely not. Do I have a problem with women being fit and toned? Absolutely not. Do I have a problem with women going out and earning their money and having good jobs? I know a lot of women that are accountants and so forth. I know women that some of them run some businesses. I have no problem with that. I have a problem when the gender roles begin to be completely intertwined and intermixed. In other words, men are becoming effeminate and becoming very beta. I don't even know if the word's beta. It's the feminization of men, and we're seeing that everywhere. Look at the clothing in the stores. Now men are wearing purple shorts and pink shirts and pink tops and skinny stuff that does not accentuate their muscles. It accentuates their weakness, and that's what I've been seeing quite a bit of in these stores. Let's come over here real quick. Have you seen Terrence Popp's arm to head ratio to weight analysis? I haven't, but that sounds very interesting. Jawara in the house. Went to my weekly restaurant and prices went up due to raising chicken costs, they said. I have heard that chicken prices are rising. Watch out, Chick-fil-A. Pretty soon that value meal at Chick-fil-A will be $20. No, it's the truth. There's a medical problem for which I like to call roid rage women. Yeah, I've seen some of these women take steroids. Back, 20 years ago, there were muscle-building women, but they were very, very rare. Now you're seeing them posts everywhere. You're seeing whatever that TikTok crap is. You can see it on YouTube. But women are turning very masculine looking. I don't know what it is, why they're doing it. It's probably we can be just as good as men, which is fine. Think that way. But in the end, our brains are completely different. We run completely different. And that's the reality. How does a masculine woman find a feminine man attractive? It would seem to me that a masculine woman would find a feminine woman attractive, or maybe another masculine woman. What kind of guy wants to be with a very huge, thick, muscular woman that can do 100 pull-ups and squat 400 pounds? Is that attractive to anyone here? Call me Coon. I'm in, brothers. What's cooking? Female masculinity. Western men are getting so pussified, a 5'2" Chinese guy could wreck them. Basically, you're absolutely right, Lord Spawn. Red is in the house. Good to see you. Get the likes up. It's not funny, says. Thank you, brother. Kay, have you watched any Life of Abundance videos? I understand his perspective, but you're much more respectful about the matter than he is. I'd be interested in your opinion. I haven't. but I'll check it out. Women with man face, terrifying, would agree. George P., all the way across the pond, hey, Rad, should men pay for meals at the restaurant on a date? That was brought up to me a couple days ago. It depends on how the date's set up. If I ask a woman out, I'm going to pay for it, but I'm going to take her to a place that costs me about 20 to 25 bucks total for both of us, where there's no drinks. If she wants to pay half, I have no problem with that. I follow Tom Leykis's 101 rules. I saw a 23-year-old in Walmart shaped like a Kool-Aid man. There you go. Sack in the house all the way from France. Matt Downer, do you think you see any roid rage women in the Hollywood agenda? Good question. That's a very good question. I don't. Maybe. Most of the women. Who would be? Well, the only one that was crazy was it Demi Moore when she played that G.I. Jane chick. Lord Spawn. Like button smash like a paid for poon. Very nice, brother. Very nice. So we've got Grand LA. Instead of spending on TikTok thoughts, spend it on crypto. Invest in your future. There you go. I'm not one of these guys that says don't pay for dates. It depends on how it's set up. If someone asks me out, then they can pay for it, or I'll go Dutch, whatever. If I ask them out, I'm going to take them to a Thai place that costs $10 a plate. I got no problem with that, really. I can spend $50 on a shitty dinner and a crappy movie by myself. Female nature is on display for 2 hours. It's worth the entertainment value to me. But you're right. Spend it on crypto. Call me coon. Soon we're going to have to be having trouble recognizing what's real and what's man-made. 100%. I'm all about splitting the bill. There you go. Nothing wrong with that. LMAO, Kool-Aid man. It's not funny. Babs in the house. His slogan, red pill is lights, blue pill is darkness. Very well said. We can need a shirt with that. Have you heard anything about the Johnny Depp Amber Heard legal case? I think they're appealing that. Well, it'll be interesting to see what happens. Coach Greg calls them busted Pillsbury biscuit cans. So that's the whole story. If we know what happens if women become the masculine driver in society and men become the feminine driver. It doesn't work. I just heard or read an article. I have a good friend that became stay-at-home dad, and he literally lost testosterone. There's a theory that single kids raised with mom, or if the man is the stay-at-home dad, there's a loss of testosterone in that man or those boys. So if a boy is being raised by a single mother, he most likely has less testosterone than a boy that's raised by a father and a mother, or maybe by a father himself, but that's pretty rare. So we're seeing a lot of that. There can be an argument that the BPA issues in plastics and the soy products within our hair shampoos and so forth are causing issues. That's turning more men to have more estrogen, man boobs, what soy does to the body. Don't take any soy products if you can avoid it. Soy has estrogen. Estrogen creates, well, you know what estrogen creates. So that's the reality. We're seeing so much. We're seeing the clothing of men. Just, it's getting skinny. It's not, just watching these kids out there. They just don't look masculine. It's interesting to see what's going on. And women say they like that, but in reality, I can't imagine a woman likes a feminized man unless she wants to control them. And then she's going to disrespect him down the road because he is not a masculine man, which is where their nature and biology go to. Women want a masculine man regardless of how feminist they are. Don't believe the hype. We want a feminine woman. Who wants a masculine woman? Come on. We don't, right? Good evening, Rad. Hope you've had a good weekend. I have. Went out mountain biking today up the hill, 3.5 with my boy. It was great. Thanks, James. I saw a post of a guy lacing up his girl's footwear to go out while he stays home with the kids. 100%. We're seeing it everywhere. So the rise of masculinity in women does not help the cause. Where is it going for society? I don't think it's going to bode well for society. Women want strong men. Women want to be led. Women want to be the co-pilot. They can also have opinions, but in the end, they want a strong man to lead them until they don't. The reason they don't want a strong man is because they're watching their friends, they're reading social media, they're reading that they can take over, take charge. But we know that our brains are completely different. Men have logical brains for the most part. 95% of men have logical brains. 95% of women have emotional brains. So where does that get us in the future? Good decisions. T-Tox in the house from North Carolina. Good to have you. Red Mantis in the house. Jawara, men wearing women's jeans. I saw a guy wearing yoga pants in the gym. His dog paw was completely out. It just did not look good. I want to punch him in the nose. I don't know. I'm not into the overly confident, clearly seeing 1,000,001 women type of guy, says Kay. Women here, no, we don't. Call me Coon. A generation of femboys are coming. Keep your bodies right, men. Gonna be a whole lot to go around. Women don't like to, they don't like feminized men. It's been proven over and over. A nice guy is an agreeable guy. And in a woman's eye, completely agreeable is weakness. That is why women don't say they want nice guys, but really don't. They see weakness in them, right? Girly shirts, that's what I'm talking about, Joara. Great logic there. I don't know if that's towards me or someone else, Red. Worst things I see is these Kool-Aid women bitching that they still deserve high-value men when all they get to offer is sweat rash and food pod cheese when you go. Oh, man, that makes me laugh. You're right, though. Why does man have a very hard time handling cheating from their women? I cheated on all my girlfriend when I was young and dumb, and they always took me back. Well, because you're a project, because you had options. That's the reason. You know, you weren't there. You weren't in the palm of their hand. They didn't control you like a little puppet. You had options. That's why. And they always come back. K, the Rainbow Mafia has literally forced the feminized man propaganda. Absolutely. The feminized man is everywhere. He's more feminist now than the feminists are. And this is ridiculous, guys. We cannot stand. We have to stay masculine. You wear masculine clothing, boots, jeans, nice fitting flannels, nice t-shirts, go to the gym, look masculine. Do as much as you can to look like a masculine man, like John Wayne would or Steve McQueen would. Just look at masculine men. What do they wear? What does Jason Statham wear? What does Bruce Willis wear? Okay, what are those? How do they hold themselves? You know, that's the reality. But I'm thinking the future, we're going to have huge issues down the road because of the female masculinity surge. It's crazy. We're not going to, and we have to be strong. We have to be strong. Rad, my ex is 33. She monkey branched. I'm asking myself if what I've done wrong. You did nothing wrong. You've done nothing wrong, Charles. She exercised her female nature, and you were just her turn. That's it. You could have 1 year, 1 month, 1 day, 10 years, 100 years, and you get the same results. FJT is in the house. Good to have you. FJT has a new video up about how to learn Spanish. Highly recommend. Good to have you, brother. 1,800 men would laugh at our generation of men. You guys watch basketball? DK13827 in the house. Call me. Hi, OJ. So if you watched basketball pre-85, 86 and before, 1986 and before, if you ran in the lane and you tried to do a layup, you got broken ribs by Bill Laimbeer, Dennis Rodman, James Worthy. You got bloodied. You got your ass kicked. It was a very, very physical game. What's the game like today? You touch someone, they get a foul. It's not the same league. In fact, people say, whoa, geez, LeBron James, he's the greatest of all time. No, he wasn't. If he was the greatest of all, he should have played with Jordan and Bill Laimbeer and Isaiah Thomas and Larry Bird and all those guys that played a very, very physical game where they had to sit in ice baths every night after the game. So no, even sports has turned into a more weaker form of entertainment, a weaker form of masculinity than it ever has been. I mean, basketball back when I was 12 years old, you guys got their asses kicked. I mean, they'd go down hard. And that's what we're seeing now in society, every which way. Every kid gets a trophy, right? There are no more winners or losers. Everyone's a winner. When the why in your girlfriend is silent. Yep. I'm back in the dating scene with young girls in the 20s. They all seem pretty assertive, try to take control. They say their past relationships were controlling and toxic masculine. Clifford in the house? Oh, geez. Of course they do. And then they're going to despise the wimpy guy. It's crazy. Found boys who drank the Kool-Aid and attack us. We just can't have that. Well, they hide behind their keyboards as well. I don't get the whole needing options things from women. Just be happy being single if that's where you are in life. Well said. Victoria Campbell is in the house, all the way from New Zealand. Had a female gym trainer boarding with me, very muscular, her boobs disappeared and were just flaps. They're just too muscular. They're just too masculine. It's not healthy for, I can't imagine what their psychological esteem is like when they're walking around. And number one, they can never be as big as a man. They can never have the testosterone as much as man, no matter how many roids they take, no matter how they eat, their body will continue to break down faster and quicker. It's just our bodies are completely built differently from a physiological standpoint. They will eventually fall apart. With all that stress on the bones and the muscles for a woman, what's going to happen in 10 years? It's not going to look good. Very well said, Victoria. A regular man in your gym in yoga pants. Yes, and it was disgusting. I got to admit, men in suit look like kings. There you go. Because when women cheat, a lot of emotions and planning is involved. She can't do it and not give a crap like men do. They just are wired differently. Their brains they can compartmentalize emotions. Men can't. If a woman cheats on us, we are stopped in our tracks for the next 6 months. We are hurt. We can't eat. It's almost a bit we can't even manage because that's all we think about. Well, a woman can just compartmentalize, put it back here, get back to taking care of her kids, doing what she needs to do. That's just the difference in our brains, in our neurological programming. Hold on. Victor in the house. My ex contacted me after 8 months. Can you tell me something? That's par for the course. They always come back. Didn't work out with the next guy, so they're going to call you back, Victor. This is not normal. They always come back. The lone wolf, the cathedral government MSM, big tech corp pushing the emasculation of men and pushing masculinity in women is all about taking away our independence, sovereignty, and turning us all into drones. Well said. Sarah NL, I don't like the guys with skinny jeans and man buns. What is man buns? Either. Well, it just doesn't look good. It doesn't look good. And it's as simple as that. You want a masculine looking man? We want a feminine looking woman. It's as simple as that. AI Transform, how are you? We're doing great here, brother. Good to have you. T-Talks, grossly sickening to hear a man say, I'm a feminist. I would agree with you 100%. What are your thoughts on Donovan Sharp and Kevin Samuels' idea that men don't cheat? They just like to exercise their options. Well, I never cheated on my wife. I was committed. So it's just, if you got a girlfriend or marriage and you go with another woman, you're cheating. You're not exercising your options. I don't agree with that. Maybe I'm too old school, and I believe in faithfulness and loyalty. To be fair, basketball is never supposed to be full contact. Otherwise, where were our helmets and pads? I would agree. But it was a lot different of a game back then. I mean, it was shoulders and elbows, and you got it. I meant the men of the 1800s wouldn't be pleased with this generation of men. Oh, absolutely. That's what I figured you were saying that. Absolutely. Masculinity is for men and femininity is for women. It's not hard, is it? AI Transform. It's as simple as that. Neymar Jr. is one such softie. Guys, even the rappers, the gangster rappers, they're softies. I listened to Coach Greg Adams talk about gangster rap, and he basically said these guys are total betas. They look all tough, but they're not. So that's reality. Matt Downer, women can't play men's sports, period. We're just geared differently. A man can jump higher, go stronger, has more athleticism. And I don't know what it is. There's some very talented women athletes, but they have their program. We have our program. There's nothing wrong with that. There's an audience for both. But you're right. It's unattractive when female shows masculinity. I would agree. Marcella from Provo, happy Sunday to you. I know my place as a woman, and I love being submissive to a strong, masculine man. That is music to my ears. There's nothing wrong with being a co-pilot feminine woman to a masculine man. That is what we want. A woman that looks great. Maybe she's toned, maybe she's fit, maybe she's slender and has the curves and has her femininity on display. That was what attracts men. So I'm glad you said that. I dated a woman that was upset I didn't have a girlfriend. She said she wants me to get a girlfriend ASAP. She said she'll get a thrill from me cheating on my girlfriend with her. No surprise, FJT. No surprise, right? I hear it all. I've heard it all. Rad, I hope my ex get hit by karma, 33 years. I believe that her SMV will sink in the future as she had even had a Tinder profile. Well, here's the deal. What happened to you will happen to her, okay? Don't wish anything bad on her. Put all that energy back on you. The more you think about what she did, the more you want her to, experience hurt and pain, the more you take the focus off yourself. I know it's tough. It's happened to me. I know it sucks, but think about that. The more energy your thoughts give to her or the situation with her or the new guy in the picture, the more you lose. Think about that real hard. E in the house, good to see you, brother. What's your advice for making friends with females in the workplace? Keep them an arm's length. Just pleasantries. Hello, how are you? How are you? Don't compliment them on how they look. Don't ask them what they did over the weekend. If they ask you, you can respond, but keep it arm's length, keep it completely business. You don't know what, the workplace now is extremely treacherous and booby-trapped to men. So be very careful. People who say shit like toxic masculinity, manspreading, or mansplaining are human write-offs to me. Won't even talk to them. I would agree. Simps, wimpy, feminized men. Never marry any woman raised in Western culture. They're not raised to be wives. I would say the majority, 99% of them, absolutely. There is 1%, I believe, that are very rare that exist. I just haven't found them. But very well said. AI transform. Men are long-term. Women are short-term. Men are long-term. Men are long-term for a commitment. We like to commit. We like to build. Is it easy for us to be in a relationship? No, but we don't like to quit. And we don't like to put an investment of time, resources, and energy only for it to be short-term. But I would agree with that statement that they're very short-term thinking. There's always going to be a bigger and better option in most women. Man buns are completely gross. Thanks, brother. That's how I feel about cheating. Look, I never cheated, never will. I don't believe in it. I think it ruins you psychologically. It means you're basically a liar and a fake. If you're committed to someone, make it work. If you don't want to make it work, then leave the relationship. I was faithful all 8 years, a faithful monk in the basement on the couch. There you go. There you go. Victor Cervantes, thanks for helping lots of men. Keep going. Well, we're helping each other, brother. Thanks for being here and commenting as usual. I will check it out. WNB girls want equal pay. Well, I think they should get equal pay if they have the exact same audience and endorsement and everything as the NBA. How about that? Tell them that. Get the same statistics of viewership, sponsorships, jersey purchases by men, and if they get the same tally, let them get paid. But why don't they get paid? Because men, in particular, like to watch masculine sports. If someone said, hey, I got free tickets to the NBA, WNBA, I don't like watching it. It's not entertainment to me. That's just, for some guys it might be, but for me it's not. Teddy Boy Smith, too. It's a bitter pill when you learn and see it in your own life that women only like you for what you provide, attention, validation, and status. Most women are like that. I would agree. Most that I've come in contact with. Most of the women that have been with guys on this channel are like that. Or channels I've listened to. Or commentaries I've read. David knocking at the door. Hello to you, brother. Teddy, a girl at work can kill you and your career. Be very, very careful. A woman that can submit to masculine leadership will win at life. I would agree. Look at the old advertisements in the 30s, 40s, and 50s. It was all about the woman being the best housewife possible when their man came home, how they should look. It's a very simple recipe. Take care of your man romantically, intimately, emotionally, physically, and you will have everything. That man will adore you and give you everything that he can possibly give you. Disrespect the man, Don't give those things, and he's never going to help you. It's as simple as that. It's a very simple formula. And we don't need it up 24/7. You can come in and scratch his arm, when he gets home from work for 5 minutes. Oh my gosh, thank you so much. I love you. You're the best. Maybe, flirt with him for a second. I'll see you later this evening after I, take the kids to soccer or whatever. Men love that. We're very simple. I would agree with you. LAOB, Lone Wolf nailed it. They want to turn us into the childless, purposeless, with no family, surviving work drones. The agenda is unfolding in Europe. Seems to be agenda, guys, and it's about the masculinization of women and men becoming effeminate. And what happens when that happens? We've never seen that ever in history. Ever. In the last 70 years, are you kidding me? No. So we are in for a huge shitstorm. Charles, no, I think she's 33. Go watch what 70s women thought about the womanist movement back then. They were completely different creatures, guys. They were. Feminist women back when they first came about were kind of very on the edge of lesbian type, buff women that most women stayed away from. But apparently that thinking infiltrated even the suburban housewives and young women in school and so forth, and now it's just par for the course. I think I've got a topic for video: masculine looking for men who are actually bitches. Good for you. Hey, Rad, AI transformed. WNBA actually get paid proportionally more than men. Men 9% of revenue. Well, there you go. They get paid based on what they bring to the table, which is what they should be. Women 13%. Well, they get paid more. Hey, if you want to get a huge audience, then go and market it to men and be more athletic, that men would tune in. What do men like to watch? Women's tennis, because they're pretty girls. Let's be real. Women's volleyball. I think women's soccer. I've watched some women's soccer tournaments for, like the Olympics. But basketball and women's football and softball, no desire. But typically what I like, if it's on, I like to watch tennis, because I think that they're very feminine women that look good, except the Williams sisters, which are not very attractive. Soccer guys want equal pay, but stadiums are empty all the time. Yep. Yep. Brotherhood is strong. Men have to stick together. Women can't play sports with us men. Let them play. Let them play if they're athletic and they can hold with the guys. But I guarantee they can't. Even the worst NBA player is much better than, the next 20 years of WNBA, the best WNBA players. WNBA is garbage. Most guys watch for the same reason they watch wet t-shirt pit fights. Possibly. Men have a high pain threshold as well. I would agree. Sarah NL, I also noticed some guys with painted nails. Some celebs over here. It's crazy. Yeah, I don't get that. I saw a guy with painted nails and it made me disgusted. I wanted to punch him in the nose. I cannot stand a feminized man. I literally want to grab him by the neck and say, you make men. You need to, number one, tuck your wiener between your legs and go wear women's panties and appear as a woman. You look like that, and as a man, you give men a disgusted look, and you actually repulse women. You repulse women when you look like a woman. It's not right. It's disgusting. Guia Espiritual's in the house. Good to see you. Gare, Rad, I saw a morbidly obese woman on a dating profile today saying she expects nothing less than a high-quality man. Well, of course. Of course. They're celebrities too. They're princesses as well. It doesn't matter what they look like. They could have a boring, heavy, and yeah. Very well said. I love when my woman acts like a cat, pushing shit off the back of the couch just to climb up beside my head so she can bend over and show me the bone. That's funny. We just like women that take care of us, and they'll get taken care of as well. It's really that simple. I found radical feminist Twitter. It is very bad. I bet they won't cancel that, will they? Mr. Gray's in the house. Single mothers increasingly turning boys into perpetual son husband, programming them to treat every woman in their life as mama. Absolutely. Absolutely. I always remembered about one-itis, very, very dangerous. I carry an app with me, which keeps notes online. Always come back and recheck it. Good for you. WNBA numbers are down. No surprise. Princess Destiny syndrome. Absolutely. In a relationship, the woman pulls back to make you chase her. LTRs are worthless nowadays. It's a constant war on who's going to lead. That's what we're seeing. Women want to lead, and then they don't. Williams sisters are not attractive. I agree with you, Rad. UGOY. When working with nurses, FJT says, I was told they created a competition on who could sleep with me first. Messed with a couple of them, and drama came my way. Never dip your pen in the company. No more wiser words have ever been said. Absolutely, FJT. I'm sure you get a lot of offers. What's worse, athletic women with exquisite bodies but man faces, or exquisite-faced women with pickle barrel cheese? Oh, I'll let the group talk about that. Andrew Briggs, who would you say are some true male role models in America today? Christian Bale? I think Bruce Willis was, maybe Jason Statham. I would have said Brad Pitt, but I don't think so anymore. The last 5-10 years, he's taken a completely strong men that do strong. Liam Neeson. How about that? A girl I know asks for compliments and validation. I won't give it to her, but it's getting awkward. What should I do? Give her, continue with that. You don't need to give free attention. Is she your girlfriend? Is she your wife? No. She'll continue to do that because you won't give it. The moment you give her attention, she'll quit asking. We wanted to marry and even have kids. She broke up, and in my point of view, monkey branch signs are here at home. She disappeared. Guy, Charles, you've got to realize that she disrespected you, and she always will. Simple as that. You got to come to terms and accept that. Once you accept that, you can move on. The more energy you focus on, the more you're going to hurt and suffer. I've been there. Send me an email. We can talk. Feminine men repel women because they can't even stand each other. Exactly. Most women are competitive. And the women that are watching this, chime in about the competitiveness of women and the catfighting with women. I know women that don't like to have women friends because of that. Ron Esso, Jeremy Jr. in the house. I've been noticing the painted nails on younger guys lately. Not sure what it means because they have girlfriends. Well, it's probably because the woman got them to go and get a pedicure or a manicure or whatever and to basically control them, is what I would think. Martina Hingis was the best looking female tennis player. She was very attractive. Man, some comments make me laugh so hard. Me too. I refuse to wear pink or any of those sissy feminine colors. Well said. I like darks, blacks. I drive a charcoal ride. My boots are black or dark brown. Yeah, you got to wear masculine colors, not these fruity colors. This son-husband shit is reaching peak sexual deviancy. We got that 19-year-old dude making an OnlyFans for his mom so he can have extra pocket change. Jeez Louise. It's out of control. Our brother Charles is going through the storm. We need to help that guy. Denzel Washington. I think Denzel's cool. I like his stuff. Sylvester Stallone. Again, older. Most of the guys are older. There's not a lot of youngsters under like 40 that are good. Ethan Collier, what are your tips for teenage boys and men when they feel a lot more mature than the female counterparts? Not partying. What are your tips for teenage boys and men when they feel a lot more mature than the female counterparts and they're not partying? Chase purpose, chase excellence, continue that. Do not fall prey to that sort of behavior. It's okay to throw a couple beers back, but it's not okay to continue to waste your life in a way that's going to stop you in your tracks from chasing purpose. Party girls, dealing with party girls are only seeking attention. They have no ego, or they have such a low self-esteem that they will lay with anyone and have completely binge weekend partying. Number one, to get attention and to compete with other women for the attention of men. So a mature man would not give him any attention. He'd be on himself. He'd give all of his attention to himself. I love that your channel is saving so many lives. I'm proud to say that I was your first subscriber, FJT. You sure damn were. what, 2 years ago, almost 2 years ago. Love having everybody in this chat. Yeah. Yeah, we've got some definitely good. I don't even know how you found me either, which is weird. I just threw a video up. Teddy Boy Smith, why are girls so much more ruthless than men when breakups happen? Because it doesn't affect them like it affects a man. Again, it'll stop us in our tracks quick. We cannot eat, we cannot focus, we cannot sleep. It completely consumes us 100%. For a woman, I would say it consumes them 10%. And the 90%, they're doing their job, they're taking care of whatever. And so that's why they can be ruthless, because they don't really focus on it. They don't focus on it, and they're entitled. Maybe there's an entitlement theory behind that. They think they have options. They're princess destiny syndrome players in that game. And so they can be as ruthless as they want because some other guy will step up. Simple as that. It's just your turn. A guy in the mall looked like a Fruit Loop. There's lots of those. Tarantino is a good role model. His movies are great. Guy Ritchie. I don't know if you guys saw The Wrath of Man. That was a great movie with Jason Statham. Loved it. You know, back in the day when Val Kilmer was in Heat and Al Pacino, and before I think all three of those guys have become, feminists. But, back in the 80s, there's some strong men. Steven Seagal, Wesley Snipes. Most of these Hollywood male celebs are losing their stance among men with this virtual signaling bullcrap. Dwayne Johnson again, jump on the bandwagon for feminists, and then you'll be invited on Oprah and The View and all that crap, right? Yourself, then your pets, your purpose, your friends, family, your women somewhere below your things. Well, there you go. Keep your focus on yourself. Keeping masculine. Women that are masculine despise feminine men. They actually probably despise themselves because they know deep down their true nature is of beauty and charm. And when they're masculine in the gym, getting bigger muscles than the men around them, that can't do well for their psychology. I guarantee men are not hitting that. They're not looking for that. It's disgusting. What do you think of the push-pull technique to get girls? I agree with it. Never give them the way to get a woman, you can spend $10,000 from a PUA, is to not give them attention. If they give you attention, if you get eye contact, they say hi to you, then approach. Don't approach on a cold call. Remove your attention and put it on yourself and see what happens. If you chase and give them attention, you put them on a pedestal, you're here, and you'll always be here. If you don't chase, you're here, and they're here. Pull away is the key. Know any other positive male role models? Let me think about that. Wrath of Man, good show. It's easier for them to get emotional tampon until she gets tired of them too. Yep. Remember, women use feminine men as basically counterparts. There was a video on YouTube of feminists asking Tarantino why he doesn't give women much dialogue, and he said back, "I just reject your hypothesis." Jack Nicholson, maybe? He's old school. I always wonder what and astonished about how they, the elite, manipulated mass media on this relationship stuff. Maybe there's a conspiracy that a lot of these elite guys are homosexuals, or they're into femme men. I don't know. Who knows? But why would anybody, unless they want, there's conspiracy theories all about, but the reality is this: the more masculine women, the more it continues to trend, the worse it is for society. The relationships the gap between men and women having kids is going to be significant. We already know marriage rates are down, birth rates are down, divorces are sky high. Men and women just are not getting with another. What does that tell you? Women are not attractive to men anymore, and men are not attractive to women. Now, a masculine man is not attractive to a nagging woman that, carries around a ton of mental baggage and a bad attitude, which apparently, in my world, 98% of women are like that. I have met a couple that don't seem like that, but you never know. Feminine women hate feminine men. Feminine women hate other feminine women. Would agree. Steve McQueen, 100%. Steve McQueen was bad at John Wayne. You know, Joe Pesci. Yeah, he's funny. Ask yourself, Carl says, what have you gained from any female friend that you didn't have to provide for something first? And when you no longer provide, where's the friendship? I'll be waiting. Well said, brother. What do they bring to the table? A female friend ended our friendship, threw me under the bus. The more upset I became, the more she savaged me, thinks she didn't like her true nature being exposed. There you go. Upfront and personal, Teddy. Take women's rights away. Watch how fast they will come back to the masculine plantation. That'll never happen. We're just too far gone. Maybe the next society that crumbles from the societies that are going to be crumbling in the next 20 to 50 years. Who knows? FJT, I'm physically attracted to slim, feminine Latinas. I can't stand the load, masculine, the Latinas from the hood. I love the feminine, slender woman. Absolutely. Love it. That has charm, that has strong, confidence in her femininity, and that loves to flaunt it. That's attractive to men. Woman that wears a wonderful fitting clothes that shows her cleavage, bust line, or that are feminine. That's what we like. That is the mate. That is the dance in the mating, category. Johnny Lawrence and Cobra Kai. There you go. Am I a complete retard for trying to date a waitress I really like? Well, just remember, she's probably getting hit on by everybody. Every man that she's attractive. Brafalt's Law, end of discussion. There you go. Well said. Soccer moms that still think they are the shit from high school make me laugh. Well, most of the gals today, especially in their 40s, I've met a lot of 45-year-olds that are still 20, and they have 20-year-old daughters. So there's something to be said about, and the whole youth movement and Botox and fillers and fake lips and all that stuff. It's all about for women because they're losing that youthfulness. That femininity is now turning into an older woman. So they want to retain that beautiful, fertile, young women look. But as they do it, they don't look right. Right? They want to look feminine again. Why? But yet at the same time, they want to be masculine. I just don't understand. It's like a total disconnect. It does not compute. Tupac Shakur scandalous? Potentially. I meant to say the loud, oh yes, we call them metidas y bien brava, la mujer brava in Venezuela and Colombia. Agree with you. What do you say when they ask, what do you do? I tell them that I just work in healthcare and I'm just a squirrel looking for a nut. Usually get to laugh. During an interview, I recall Sean Connery telling Barbara Walters they had no problem slapping a sassy, back-talking woman. Her reaction was priceless. Good for Sean Connery. That guy he was badass too. Very badass. You know what? Watch Sylvester Stallone, Rambo's, Rocky movies, and those are role models. He puts masculine men in his movies. There is no more simps than Hispanic community. We are number one. I would say there are simps everywhere, Victor. But it seems there's a lot of romance on the Latino side. I know a lot of Latin men that just romance the hell out of their girlfriends. I'm going back to bartending soon, and I'm not looking forward to it. Any advice for dealing with drunken men? Oh, geez. Try not to pay attention to them. Nod your head and walk away. Bruce Willis, yep. My ex-girlfriend's mom is 63, wears glitter body paint. Grow the F up. Exactly. Well, I don't understand it. Again, they want to look younger. She wants to look like she's 39. It's funny. My mom, when I always grew up, every birthday, she kept saying she was still 29. I'm 29 again. And I didn't really I figured she didn't like getting older, but there's something about a woman getting older and how much they want to retain their youth. Whereas men, not so much. But you're seeing men now getting Botox, fillers in their face, plastic surgery. They want, This narrative, if you guys want to get in a great business, hey, Carl, you should probably look for stocks that gear towards that, the Botox, whoever bought Botox, and the filler companies, because we're probably going to make a ton of money if we invest in those companies, because women, they're hive-minded. They're going to continue to want to look younger and do anything possible to retain their youth. Probably a good business opportunity. I've had over 5 women stop talking to me because I wouldn't tell them what I do for work. FJT, there you go. I always laugh at men that white knight online. What a joke. Oh, geez. I was on I remember looking at a few years back, this group, and this woman was, talking about she cheated on her boyfriend or something. All these white knights came to her rescue. Well, you deserve it because he treated you bad. He was a pig. This man was calling another man a pig. This man was calling another man a pig. When a lot of the gals I go on dates with talk about their toxic, controlling husbands, I always say, you know what? I didn't know your husband. He's a male. He has a male brain like me. And, it's most likely, I hear it from all women, that men are toxic, controlling, abusive, blah, blah, blah. It's the same narrative. What do we say about the women? Right? Same narrative from our end. I think embracing age is much more attractive than denying. Acceptance is the key to happiness, Kay. And never have I dated a woman whose mom competed with her for who has the best life. Don't most fathers want their children to have a better? That's upfront and personal in my household, Carl. Absolutely. My ex competes with my daughter, and she has since my daughter was 12. Wanted to be her BFF. I'm not my kid's friend. I've told him that. I'm your dad. Any guy that says you're friends with your kid should be punched in the nose. You're not friends. You're his father. You are putting him on a path in a direction. So when he veers off course, you push him back into that right path. You get him back on track. That's what you do. That is what you do. That's what you do. We are not friends with our kids. We are parents. The 40-year-old coach told Coach Greg, I still look 25. He said, the 40-year-old told Greg, I look 25. He said, nope. Yep. Even men. I know a good friend of mine, he got Botox. Go figure. And I bet they were calling him this shit without any defining info about him from her. Exactly. Chili Pepper in the house. One of the biggest reasons I quit going to bars was the women were acting masculine. A lot of women today, now I have no problem with this. There's a lot of women that love whiskey. Now, whiskey back in the day was a man's drink. Women typically drank wine or like a fruity, strawberry daiquiri or something. A lot of women are drinking whiskey. I have no problem with that. I kind of find it ironic. They're also smoking cigars. Not as much as what I've seen. I see a lot of motorcycle women riding. Women riding motorcycle. I see a lot of women driving F-150s jacked up. I know a couple of them. Those are their trucks. Ford Raptors. Is that attractive to you, to see a woman driving a jacked up Ford Raptor? It doesn't turn me on. I'd like to see her in like a small Lexus SUV or something, a little bit more feminine. You can get, I can get beat up over that, but that's just me, or like a little convertible Volkswagen or something like that. Let's see, we got Kay. You seem to have a high resistance to stress. How do you get there? I'm not immune to stress. I just choose to focus on what I can control. When you can't control the situation, that is when your stress goes through the roof. And tomorrow the sun will come up and the birds will chirp. So whatever you're going through today, you can make it through. That's how you do it. I'm getting myself back into shape. I've lost 15 pounds in the past couple weeks, lifting weights again and eating right. Good for you, brother. You are the prize. Not going to be, you are right now in this exact moment. Brad, do your sons or anyone in your family know about your channel? No. And I have not been, if they find it, great. No. I know my son hears me talking on these live streams. I don't know. He probably thinks I'm talking to a friend. I'm sure if it gets to 20,000 or 30,000, someone will find out. Women driving trucks and doing masculine things are not a turn on for me. No, nor me either. A man's drink, is that why prohibition was the first thing women ever voted for? Because they wanted to take it. We very well said, Lord Spawn, that could be the potential. Do I have a I don't have a problem with the woman. I dated a gal that was gorgeous, wonderful in bed, and she loved whiskey. But I find it the correlation. It's not white wine. It's not a strawberry daiquiri. It's more of a masculine drink. Would you agree? Nothing burns like whiskey. But very well said. That's very interesting. They voted against it. Maybe they wanted the whiskey. Maybe we invent skinny girl whiskey and make a ton of money. I wish I could totally get rid of that nagging itch of having to get laid. Never get rid of that itch. There's nothing wrong with that itch. That is who you are, a masculine man. There is nothing wrong with wanting to lay with a beautiful feminine woman and experience a connection. Nothing. And, that's the reality. Hold on, I gotta just make a quick text. So I wish I don't ever get rid of that need, ever. Just allow that need to run its course when it appears. Nothing wrong with it. That's exactly who we are programmed to be. Here in France, I see a lot of 30-year-old and ladies driving their cars with some dumbass fake bad boys on the passenger seat. Makes me laugh. I always had a problem with my wife driving the car when we had kids. I always drove it. I never let her drive. I think she drove once or twice. I was coming. She picked me up or something, and it was crazy to get in, and I couldn't stand her driving. Now, she was a decent driver, but I had to drive. That was just me. That's how I grew up. That's how my dad is. I was a masculine. I'm the one that backed the trailer in, pulled the boat out. That's what you do. They get the cooler ready with food and the kids ready and all the provisions ready, and the man do the heavy load, the heavy lifting. Fat men are still valuable to civilization than women in general. I've seen fat dudes outwork women of every shape and size and will always respect them more than a dumb woman. Gregory says not to lay with women for the rest of... I feel bad for that dude. Again, he's giving so much attention to a woman if he's removing the attention. Does that make sense? The more you try to avoid the role of a woman in your life, the more she has control over you. I don't run that way. I will go on dates with women. You guys know where I stand. The risk and rewards of marriage, cohabitation, and LTRs. You know where I stand with that. But I have no problem afford a 5-week fling. Absolutely not. Once the dopamine wears off, you know what happens, guys? So don't be upset about wanting to be with a woman or go on a date or like a woman. That is who we are. This is not about it. The red pill is about how to navigate life with the information experience we have to create a better life for us in the future. It's as simple as that. We don't hate women. We understand women. You guys got to watch Hammerhand's latest on a female trucker bragging about taking advantage of men. He's pretty good. I like him. He's very well down to earth. Very good dude. Brad was just texting Gwen Stefani, nothing to see here, boy. I was just texting. Oh, shoot. That's funny. I think Gwen Stefani's still damn hot. I mean, she still looks good. Every one of you guys would hit it too. We all love Hammerhand. But that's funny. FJT's always got some funniness stuff going on. Where's Mysterio tonight? It usually has about 100 questions. How's it going, Rad? Says Jordan. Good to see you, brother. Heading to my workout. Just wanted to pop in. Hope you and everyone tuning in are doing great. It's a great life, and you are the prize. It's a great life when you put yourself center. It's a great life when you are the prize, and you say, you know what? No longer am I going to give somebody my heart, my resources, only for them to monkey branch or to let female nature jump over. And 99% of women are like that. It's, debate me all you want, but that is the truth, especially in the Western culture. It's just women have too many options. So the best option is you. Think about that. Good to have you, Jordan. I would sleep with Gwen Stefani if I had a chance. Every one of us would. Jamaise Toussaint, happy Sunday, rad. Happy Sunday to you. Since FJT mentioned Gwen Stefani, he'll be first, and then I'll be second, and everybody lines up behind me. It'll have to be every other. Each one gets a week with Gwen Stefani. So if Gwen's listening, she's with that country guy. He's a simp. I'm sorry, but Blake Shelton, is that his name? He's a simp. He looks like he's tough, but I bet he's a total simp. Number one, he's 45 going after a 51. That guy can get a 22-year-old. Easy. Me and my friends with Benefit have been mashing genitals for more than a year and a half at a rate of every second. This is a great deal, and every man should strive for it. Very well said. Nothing wrong with that. If you want to date cool, you want to be a monk cool, just don't get married and don't police another man's donkey. I would agree. You know, there's a lot of these channels that just talk about if a red pill guy like gets with a woman, now he's not red pill anymore. No, a red pill guy understands a role that women could potentially do to their life. And if you understand the role that a woman can be in your life, where you're first and she's not the center, and you decide that cohabiting isn't for you, and you decide that marriage is not worth it anymore, the risks are too high, and the rewards are too little because of familiarity, because the dopamine wears off, because you eventually can't stand being around each other, then you can still enjoy women. It's as simple as that. You can still get to know a woman. Guard your wallet, guard your heart, and just enjoy the moment you have with them, because it'll probably be 4 to 6 weeks. If it goes longer than that, you're an idiot because the dopamine's worn off. How does one go about arranging that? You know what I was thinking the other day? Someone's asked me that, Mike. Marnie after Gwen. I'd probably hit Marnie too. Get with her. I just thought about this the other day. It's not funny. I want to vote so bad, just disappear from society whenever I feel like it. Votes are great. I was watching this. I've got this oil and tire place center where people get their tires and oils and brake and all that stuff. And the last time I was getting my oil done, I typically do my oil, but I brought my oil to them and they did it for $20. I just didn't want to mess around taking off the shield under the undercarriage of my 4Runner. It's kind of a pain in the ass. So paid them $20. They did it. But it was full of beautiful ladies. Like, guys, this is the new Starbucks. So if you're getting your car tires rotated or brakes, there's a lot. Women are taking their cars there. They're waiting for an hour. You never know. You can meet them there. Let them come to you. Simple as that. I wouldn't meet a chick. I would never get with a woman from a club or a neighborhood or a business. You know, there are places to meet. And you have the leverage and the advantage if a woman finds you attractive or gives you signals somewhere like in a grocery store or a Starbucks to approach. Simple as that. Have confidence. They love it when a man, if she sends a signal to a man and the man goes up, you've got carte blanche to strike a conversation up. Just be confident. You know who used to be hot? Shania Twain. I would agree with you. 1 week with every dude. After a year, her vagina looked like it got into a fight with a taffy puller. There you go. But every one of us would make out with Gwen Stefani. Unfortunately, Shelton does get first dibs on Miss Stefani. Yeah, and he has been. What does it mean when a married woman wants hugs and cuddles with me? Is she using me for her own agenda? Maybe hubby is not giving her attention. Of course, it's attention. Guys, attention manifests in the physical touching, the back and forth contact. And it doesn't matter if it's negative or positive. You might have an ex come back, or an ex-wife, send you some ridiculous text that has no bearing on the custody or whatever. She just wants the reaction from you, so she gets attention. Matt, see you later, brother. Hey, friends with, there he is. Mysterio is in the house. Good to see you. Waiting for your questions. And I was listening to Suicidal Tendencies, their very first one today. I love that CD. Get out and meet women. There's nothing wrong with it. Ice cold beer never broke my heart. Football games and diamond rings never tore my heart apart. That's the best lyric Ice cold beer never broke my heart, but football games and diamond rings tore my heart apart. Who gets upset when their team loses? Very well said, Luke Combs. But don't make it your purpose. For me, it was part of my last priority spare time. Roast beef flapping in the wind. Built a home gym to avoid the creature. Sound engineer all the way from across the pond. Good to see you. You're probably what, 11 o'clock right now? A woman's currency is beauty and sex and attention and validation. There is a waitress at a place I frequent who I like, but I'm still in simp mode and think about her all the time. I go to this one place and there's 3 gals that I know, they know my name, they know my kids' names, we always flirt, but I'll never get with them. Because every guy that's sitting at the bar wants them too. And so they're, they're getting numbers all night long. I need to just be friends and not force anything. Yeah. You see her out and about outside of the work environment, let her come to you. Ron Esso, Jeremy Jr., women who work at any Starbucks where I live hate men, the majority of them. I'm saying it depends on the Starbucks, but, back before the COVID, that was a really good, I knew a bunch of guys that would meet girls there. And they would, hang out for 4 to 5 weeks. I was going to get married, but I decided I want a happy life. Happy life, no wife. Hugs and cuddles means you're a simp. Sorry to say it, bro. Mysterio, it's attention. Validation. But beauty and sex is attention too. Siddharth K from India is in the house. Good to have you. South Spain women are beautiful. So are Colombian women, guys. 1 a.m. Oh my gosh, dude. That is commitment to listen to your brothers across the pond. Always love to hear of sound engineer's advice. We are talking about the rise of female masculinity and how it is destroying civilization. Because a man is not supposed to be feminine and a woman is not supposed to be masculine. Did anybody get the memo? How old is Mike? 34. That's all right. Just look, don't give any attention. If she comes to you, then go for it. Just remember, any waitress or bartender has hundreds of guys every week asking for their number. Coach Red Pill says being friends with a woman will rot your soul. Depends on how do you allow a woman to be in your life? Simple as that. You have to decide where they fit. You have to decide how much attention you give them. You have to decide how they cater to you. I have friends that are women that live around me. We chat 5 minutes here. Hey, down the road, how's your life? So forth. Like, I don't know if they're friends, acquaintances, but I wouldn't ask them to help me move a couch. Right? Nothing wrong. If you're replacing a woman for a guy friend, I would agree with that. That Silvio Berlusconi, ex-leader of Italy, is my personal hero. Dude was having bunch of parties with 18-year-old China chicks. Hey, we love it when guys that are 49 go out with 29-year-olds, right? No matter what, women have to be looked at as side hobbies. They just have to complement the man's life, not be center. We're never too old to change. I got kicked out of simp mode by brutal abuse. Happy wife on the way to the grave, husband. Call me coon, well said. Andrew in the house. Irad, in my opinion, one-on-one, I can beat a masculine woman in real life and tell that her to her face, because I wrestled in high school, but she would scream sexism or misogynist. Of course. Ask a woman that's masculine, can you carry me out of a fire? See what they say. Happy spouse, happy house. Gender is irrelevant. Bartender here can confirm that men constantly hitting on us is just annoying. We're nice because we're being paid to. We just want a paycheck. Case in the UK, and you're obviously female, so interesting. How many guys are hitting on you? Like literally every night. You got to at least have 5 to 10 minimum. Back, I remember watching guys at a bar that wanted this hot bartender, and she would just come and serve me drinks and, pleasantries. How are you? Great. And all these guys would try to get with her, and she would always come and talk to me. And she'd tell me, oh my gosh, these guys are trying to get with me. And I would just sit there. I'm like, man, must be a tough gig. I would never give the attention that she was attractive or whatnot. She probably wanted me to, and she always would come and talk to me. She always would spend, if there was nothing going on, she'd just talk to me. And I would keep it really brief. And all these other guys would be, telling her to come over. They want another beer. And she was just so disgusted with them. So maybe that's how you feel. Side hobby, single moms are for entertainment purposes. I would agree. I would never get with a single mom for any long-term or cohab or marriage. You're not going to be first. Guys, it's as simple as that. Have you taken the time to research the Women Are Wonderful effect? I did. I actually got on it this morning. Very interesting. What are your thoughts? Joker from Better Bachelor said there was a study that men that never married are happier than their married counterpart. Well, where's Timmy Kramer? Ask Timmy. He never married. He's 53. He's happy as a clam. So that is correct. A woman peaks at 23. I would say, yeah, it depends on how well they take care of themselves. But, I think that's pretty historically true. Okay, let's see. We got Siddharth. What do you think undesirable women have lots of orbiters on dating apps? Guys that are 9s or 10s don't get any attention. Sure. Women, doesn't matter what they look like, man. They got guys every which way. Handsome guys, fat guys, rich guys, young guys, old guys, poor guys. Doesn't matter. That's the world we live in. It's much nicer to just have a genuine conversation with them, says Kay. But a man sees a beautiful woman, and what's he want to do? Wants your number. He thinks he's the only one in your whole world that you've ever been hit on, which is the funny thing. And I remember I was sitting, I was talking about this about 2 guys I met at a bar, and then we were talking about some of this, interesting information, and they literally thought that they kept trying to hit on 2 of these bartender chicks, and I'm like, guys, just FYI, they get hit on probably every 10 minutes of their shift of every day. What makes you different? And they had to think about it. They're like, you know what? You're right. Quit hitting on them. Quit acting like the rest of the damn orbiters. Same here, Rad. I still have conversation with women I'm cool with. They know exactly how I feel. Society, they may disagree, but it's a respectful disagreement. We don't hate women. Yasser I can't say that. Talk to us, please, on race pill. I don't know what race pill is. I can assume I don't know. Who knows what race pill is? Just give me a little info. What's your take when a man says he wants a girl next door type? He wants a submissive, feminine, authentic woman that isn't seeking the attention of every Tom, Dick, and Harry. And that has good values. Don't become friends with women in the workplace. It's a nightmare. It's all about them. Married women are attention seekers. Yes, they are. Guys that are 9s and 10s still get lots of attention, but the dynamic is completely different. Men just won't experience the same kind of abundance that even streaming 100%. Guys, I know very handsome looking dudes that cannot get enough. They cannot get anything on dating apps. I'm like, what's wrong with me? It's because there's so much attention from others. What makes you stand out? There's another guy with stronger 6-pack abs and 2 inches taller. Does FJT watch The Optimized Man? What's the best way to support my partner when he's working from home? You give him respect. You tell him you love him, that you appreciate what he does, that you think about him. Send him pictures of yourself smiling, saying, I can't wait to see you when I get home. Let's plan a great weekend. Appreciate and give him attention. Not all day, but be realistic. And when you get home, you make those words, the actions, mimic the words that you said to him. If you're into him, that is the best way and to get his attention is to give him attention. He'll give you back attention. Appreciate and respect him, Kay, and your life will be amazing. And show it. Just don't say it. Race pill thinks is like certain races being more attractive than other, which I disagree with. Everybody can be beautiful no matter what color. I would agree with that. So if that is the question, it doesn't matter what you look like. Doesn't matter what color eyes you have. Women love dark men here. Women apparently in Asia love guys with blue eyes like myself. I don't know. But as long as you're confident, masculine, right? Electrical. MGTOW newbie here, not sure why, but I get women interested in me, but after I talk, they tend to lose interest. Could be my MGTOW arrogance. Well, I think of women, if you're dating on a dating app, there's just more guys that are jumping in their DMs or their message folder. If it's because you are ultra MGTOW and you're like, care less, depending on what you're saying. But if you are very indifferent, that would bring them closer to you because you become a mystery to them. So think about that. It's just another way. Okay, if we're talking that women only like a certain color of man or a certain stature, that's again giving power to women and taking it from yourself. It's really that simple. Put the power back on you, right? Mysterio, why does the visual override men? Because that's how we're programmed. We love beautiful women where we love the fertile bodies of women. Just remember when you first saw that first set of boobies without, in her bathing suit when you were 13, 14 years old. How did you feel? You were completely, focused on that. Something happened inside your body that your programming basically said, she fit your narrative. She fit your biological narrative. It's as simple as that, Mysterio. Rad, I'm getting ready to invest in crypto. Do you have any tips for me? Well, it's I would probably go low. I would probably look at new I would probably hold off right now, but the Raven coin, I know a guy that made some decent money. Pirate Chain supposedly is pretty good. Let's see, Dodgy coin, I'm not sure about that. If it got down to 2 cents again, I'd probably buy a ton. Let's see, Ethereum, I bought Ethereum at $100, and I think I bought like 20 of them back a couple years ago. But you've seen it just got to 4,200. I think it's going to drop. I think a lot of these are going to drop. I think you're going to see in the next week or so, it's going to bottom out and jump on. But take $5,000 and diversify. Buy some Raven. Buy some coin that's 2 cents. If it goes up to 4 cents, you double your money. So crypto is still an interesting market. It's very fascinating and fun to watch. And say they don't give women much of your non-sexual attention or you will catch feelings. Limit the time you spend with women. Well, just go into any approach with women that of what you want. She's not going to be center. You're not going to be married to her. You're not going to have a long LTR. You're not going to collab. And just go from there. Guard the heart and the wallet. I didn't think FJT watched it, Gregory. For some reason, Asian women go for tall white guys. When I visited Japan, was there for 2 weeks and I got asked like tons of women. There you go. I guess, here, do white women love white guys with blue eyes? White women with blue, they love like the Latinos, the dark, the Greek looking, those types. How young a girl can a 40-year-old man date? 18. If you feel weird about that, then just stay over 20. It's another incel thing. I would agree. In my opinion, confident doesn't mean nothing to women. Well, not anymore, it doesn't. David. I found the fastest way to get a woman to stop talking to me is to not reciprocate sexual interest. Again, exactly. Smart. When you and your ex took family pics, was she ever smiling at you in a loving or some pictures. She was genuine. What is the difference between attention and validation? Attention is constantly basically throwing your net out and just getting any negative and positive attention. So anyone that basically replies or reacts to them. Validation is for them to feel better about themselves, but they feel validated when they receive the attention. So there is that's how I see it. Hope that makes sense. I accessed Dad's stock of nudie mags. Of course, we all did. Brad, did you watch the movie The War of the Roses with Danny DeVito? I have not seen that. I'll have to check it out, though. The War of the Roses. The only women I get in contact with is at my workplace, so I'm not too keen on giving them anything. No, stay away. Do not dip the pen in the company ink. Workplace women are Me Too's waiting to happen. Yes, why does the word submissive get a negative buzz in society? Because it means one is stronger than the other, which one means the other is weaker. But submission is wonderful when it comes from a loving perspective. The woman should always be submissive. It talked about that in the Bible. What would our lives be without feminazi? They'd probably be Leave It to Beaver. There'd be a lot more happiness, less anxiety, drugs, less antidepressants. People would be more prone to build long-lasting relationships, bigger families, you know. The feminist movement is trying to shame white males. Why? Maybe because the only ones they want prefer men from other countries. Jeffrey Epstein and the works tend to prefer Latinas. Yep. What's your opinion on girls with tattoos? Not a big fan of them. Not a big fan. I try to stay clear with a woman with a tattoo. Feminism. That's what I meant. That's the same thing I just told you, Mysterio. FJT, just buy your crypto outright from an exchange, then send a cold wallet. You hold the key and keep it from being hacked. Yep. I'm late, but I'm here. Good to see you, Lux Boss, in the house. You ever wonder why so many ancient religious texts say don't pander to women? Guys, this is not a 21st century information. This has been talked about for thousands of years, especially in the Bible. Paul. Go read Corinthians. Paul talks about it, and he was apostle of Jesus. Brad, what percentage of women are truly size queens? I believe it's on the low side. I would agree with you. I would agree. I don't know the percentages, but I would say that the majority of women are over 160 to 170 pounds in the United States. And the average height is 5'3" to 5'6", or 5 foot to 5'6". That's a lot of weight, guys. How many kids did you want originally? Wanted 2. We had 3. First 2 pregnancies were extremely taxing on our relationship, our marriage, her health. And then our last came several years after the second. And he's amazing. Love that guy. Love my kids. Love Corinthians, and I'm not religious. Well, Paul went to the Corinthians, and he basically told them what's up. Married men stay married. Single men don't get married. Do not believe the woman in the media that curses the white man. Women always prefer white men. The matter is in his genes and is confirmed by scientific research, says Yasser. There's probably truth to that. Probably. Interesting. I'll have to do more research on the race pill. Do you genuinely think men should be showing women their emotions on a consistent basis? Absolutely not. Ethan, the only people you show your emotions to are your friends that are male. If you tell them you're having a hard day, they'll tell you, shut the fuck up, you're an amazing dude. Now get off that thinking. That's what they'll say to you. Good friends. Never, ever show your emotions to a woman. A woman doesn't know how to deal with them. Simple as that. Listen, guys, this has been great. Remember, stay masculine, because masculinity is key to men. And can't pander to female masculinity. It's not going to help the cause. It's not going to do anything except destroy the society even more. But we're going to have to sit back and watch it and be examples to others of what masculinity is and not cater, right? Stay frosty, everyone. Let's rebel against defeat, chase excellence, masculinity, men first.